Yep. So yeah, finally it works. Yes, or no? I mean
not yet. I don't think we can see your screen.
No, but you can hear me at least, right? So
yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, yeah. I thought that this is all could be still an issue, but yeah. Yeah, so some time ago we published this article devoted to the Liquity USD-staBAL SWap pool built on top of Balancer V2. So why we decided to build it, because PowerPool is a protocol that builds complex structured investment products on top of other protocols mainly, and on top of automation networks. So something that is automated and is like a complex structured product. So, and we started to research Liquity in summer 2021 because LUSD was inside our Your Lazy Ape pool. So it was like one of composite assets, LUSD Vault. And that time I started to figure out, that Liquity is, it is some of like brand new innovative thing with liquidations. And it looked quite interesting for me. So I started to develop this idea of a pool that can redirect cash flows from liquidations, from Liquity Stability Pool to the IMM itself, and benefit the liquidity providers of the IMM. And when in autumn the curve wars and all this narrative around curve wars began to booming, I started to think, okay, so the main problem of StableSwap IMM is that it cannot generate enough yield for liquidity providers based purely on trading fees, because all we know that trading fees are quite low. So, and for stablecoins, it's even more profitable to lend them on lending markets like our compound sometimes than supply them into the curve pools. So this is why curve from the summer 2020 works using CRV emission model. So this is liquidity money program that is built to incentivize liquidity providers and compensate this low yield in pools based on trading fees. So, and over the years, curve grow really big, and now it is like essential protocol for stablecoin liquidity. But the main problem is that all these pools require CRV rewards, and this is why all DAOs started to, like Convex Finance, some other ones, started to accumulate a lot of CRV to stake it in vCRV and to influence the voting. So, and like basically now the secondary market for stablecoins, for any stablecoin like LUSD or like any other one, depends on rewards in curve protocol, because if there will be no rewards, there will be quite low number of liquidity providers who want to supply liquidity there. And if stablecoin is not popular, like there are some examples, people will swap the stablecoin into DAI or USD or USDC and go to other pool to farm bigger yields. So basically everything now for stablecoins depends on CRV rewards, and I think it is not good. But anyway, the main problem is that StableSwap IMM cannot generate enough APY based on trading fees. So, and at this point, I understood that like pool built on top of Balancer V2 that can redirect cash flows from some other sources of yield, not from CRV rewards, can be really a useful idea. And LUSD is a perfect example for such implementation, because they have stability pool that generates a lot of yield from liquidations, and I will show all these calculations. So this is why we decided to build this pool. We made technical research of possibility to make it, and we find out that we can deliver such product. And after that, we decided to simulate this pool to understand how it will work and what will be the APY there. And this is why we decided to take 85 days of time period of 85 days, grab all on-chain data from the blockchain, and just build a model to understand how it will work. So in our initial model, we had two assets inside an IMM. It was LUSD itself and StabAL. So StabAL is the pool in balancer that contains DAI, USDT, and USDC. So it is basically the clear analogy for well-known Curve 3 pool. So, and this type of pool design is called meta pool because inside the pool we have LUSD and StabAL, but when somebody wants, for example, to buy LUSD from this pool, he supplies DAI, which is instantly supplied to StabAL pool. The stablecoin, the LP token of StabAL is issued, and after that, it is traded inside this pool. So, and efficiently, you will get LUSD at the end, right? And for opposite transaction, if you want to, for example, sell LUSD for DAI, you will supply LUSD in IMMS token in, get StabAL, and instantly redeem it to DAI and get your DAI. So it works, and it works well in Curve for a year and even more than a year. So we decided to do the same design here. After that, we took on-chain data from time period from 1st October to 25th of December. For the first model and the second model that I will present a little bit later, there's like brand new data up to 30th of January. So we found 4 yield options for such pool. So it's balancer StableSwap pool. Fees accumulation, of course, it's quite low amount, as I said before. So it's not the main source of yield. The rewards, the balancer rewards for StabAL pool. So yeah, balancer DAO allocated some rewards to these 3 pool, and we can redirect these rewards to our pool by harvesting them. Because if you own StabAL, you can get BAL rewards, so we can harvest them, sell them to USDT, for example, and supply inside the pool and add these StabAL tokens to our IMM pool, and like it will be efficiently interest compounding. So it's very important to note that these BAL rewards are not associated with our pool. So these are BAL rewards for other pools. Like if we will take, for example, in Curve rewards for 3 pool and redirect them to another pool. So this works this way. So also distribution of liquidated Ethereum for LUSD stability pool stakers. So this is efficiently liquidations gains, and also liquidity incentives that are allocated to stability pool stakers, because Liquity protocol needs to incentivize LUSD holders to stake more LUSD in stability pool to cover liquidations, to make this protocol sustainable and like fully culturized, even in case of huge liquidations that can occur. So this, like the principal scheme of operation is presented here. So this was the initial idea, how it will work, and I will share a little update in the couple of minutes. So we have LUSD, we have reserves for swaps, because if somebody wants to make a swap inside this pool, he need to have liquidity here. So, and for this purpose, we have some reserves. If the deal size is exceeding these reserves, the part of LUSD, for example, will be unstaked from the stability pool, and the buyer of LUSD will get his order settled. But the thing is that this unstaking costs additional gas, and so this is why we decided to have some reserves to avoid these gas expenses on little trades. Also, we have StabAL here, and so basically for StabAL, we harvest BAL rewards, convert them to one of stablecoins, and after that supply this stablecoin to the stable pool, get StabAL LP token and add it to the IMM. So it works like a simple vault. It's compounding interest all the time. And for LUSD, we're doing almost the same thing, but a little bit in more complex way. So we're staking LUSD in stability pool, receiving liquidity rewards, receiving Ethereum rewards, converting all of this to LUSD and adding this LUSD to the pool. So this part of the pool also works as a vault. So basically, this product is 2 vaults inside an IMM. So it is a vault that works as IMM at the same time, benefiting the liquidity for LUSD, and at the same time benefiting the stability of Liquity protocol by means of staking in stability pool. So we collected initial data from public dashboards, Gene Analytics, and other sources, and all files are inside this article. So you can click and go to our GitHub and find all the data that we used. We also modeled the trading fees if our pool existed at the time of this time frame, and we calculated all trading volumes for LUSD and made an assumption that if our pool will get a market share according to its TVL, how much fees we will get and how much trading volumes we will get. So we made this model very close to real operation. So this was our goal to make it really close to real market conditions. So we initialized the pool with 60 millions of TVL, so 30 millions of LUSD, 30 millions of StabAL, and started to calculate all yields there. So basically we stake it using stability deposit before we also accounted the BAL reward. So if we been in all this stability pool and balance liquidity mining program, taking into account all other stakers who were in this pool at that time, so it means that we added our TVL of this pool in the LUSD and in StabAL in real liquidity mining programs and took into account all on-chain data associated with it. So we also calculated gas expenses, taking into account gas costs that we got mainly in Liquity Discord, and thanks Liquity for rapid responses on our requests. So here we have a principal algorithm for asset managers. So as I said before, calculating income and convert them and add to the pool. So it's how it works. There are some contract addresses that we used. So here are some results. So we have a pool composition, how it grows over time based on liquidation rewards, based on balance rewards, based on liquidity rewards. So all rewards are harvested based on some conditions. For example, that the fees, the gas cost at the time of harvest should be not bigger than 10% of the amount of harvested amount to make it economically rational, all these harvests. So finally we calculated APR. So it was like 18%, 18.8 for LUSD part of the pool. For StabAL it was much lower, 7.7, and total is 10.7 after the DAO fees. So we also decided to charge 15% of mined liquidity. So not 15% of the whole profit. It's only 15% of charged of mined liquidity. So efficiently it is maybe around 9%. Like traditional asset managers and traditional industry practices around 20% for vault. So we decided to do it much less and do it for this model, do it this amount. So if efficient DAO fees are only 9%, but it's also enough. So this is the diagram for the profits, where profits come from. So DAO fees and the LUSD profit before DAO fees, after DAO fees. StabAL is not charged by fees, so this is why it's equal to each other. So this is the resulting APY. So 11.8 before DAO fees and 10.7 after DAO fees. And DAO fees are 1.2%. So here we have profits, different sources of profits, and for this time period, the main source of profits was liquidity rewards. But it's not the same like during the whole year, because, for example, for last 30 days, where there were massive liquidations in liquidity because Ethereum price dropped a lot, the liquidation premiums was also the significant source of income. I will share it a little bit later. So this is gas spendings of the PowerPool DAO. So it looks like some of images are not loaded for some reason. So we also made how much PowerPool DAO spent on all these on-chain operations, because I think you understand that this product needs a lot of on-chain transactions to be done to work, to harvest all the rewards, to maintain reserves, and reserves maintenance is also a very important thing. So here is also LUSD-staBAL APY with LUSD reserve ratio. So if there will be bigger reserve ratio, how APY will drop, and take into account that StabAL is not staked anywhere because Balancer provides rewards to the others that holds the token. We decrease only LUSD share inside the pool. I mean, even for 50% of LUSD reserve, which is efficiently not staked in stability pool, we have around 9.4% after DAO fees and more than 10% before DAO fees. So I think it's pretty impressive result, because all this APY, you don't need to have VCRV staked as in case of Curve, because if you want to get at least 10% in Curve pool, if you will go to Curve, you will find out that you need to stake a lot of VCRV. So as a person who cannot do that, you need to go to some aggregator that has a lot of VCRV. So this yield comes from from liquidations, from liquidity rewards, from BAL rewards, which are not associated with this pool, and there are no additional requirements for getting this yield. So this is also important. But and also you find out that like USD equivalent that PowerPool DAO received over this almost 3 months is also impressive. So yeah, everything is in this article, but after like delivering this, we decided to move even forward and made some additional experiments, and these experiments were really impressive, I think. So we updated the model and we took another pool. So if you will go to Balancer, you can find out 2 pools with stable coins there. I mean, they're like a 3 pool from Curve. So one of the pools is StableSwap pool that was mentioned before in this article, and another one is the pool that is named as that ABBUSD. It is named ABBUSD because it lends some stable coins to Aave. So basically, it is efficiently this pool, BBAUSD, and it has a lot of TVL, not trading volumes because it's not included in one niche, but it will be soon because this pool is quite complex construction based on the Balancer boosted pools model. So you can read about it. It's a little bit different from traditional pool, but anyway, it allows users to swap assets. And some of APR, like 2% of APR, comes from Aave lending because these stable coins are really lent on Aave. And 9.17% comes from liquidity mining. So we can also take these BAL rewards and redirect them to our pool and harvest and make the same thing as we did for StableSwap in the initial research. So harvesting the BAL rewards, changing them to some stablecoin and adding to the BBAUSD part of the pool. So what we did, we updated the model. We first of all decided to change StableSwap to AUSD. So for simplicity, we name it AUSD, but it is efficiently BBAUSD. But just to make it shorter, this name, because it is a lot of times in this text. So also we decided to outsource liquidations for B protocol because B protocol is like known protocol, audited with good good traction with a lot of TVL, more than like 200 millions of TVL there. It works well. We checked out the code and we think that it's much easier to stake LUSD to B protocol, and B protocol will execute liquidations on his own, and we will pay little fees, like a fee is efficiently 1%. So it's not so big. So we redesigned our model with this new data. Also, we took into account that during the experiment, there was a lot of liquidations and a lot of trading volume there. So this is a chart for TVL and Curve LUSD treasury pool because it's like a reference pool for us anyway, because LUSD doesn't have any other pool with liquidity that we can account as reference for now. And the trading volume spiked a lot and generated a lot of trading fees here. So this is important because we made 2 like different simulations with this API that comes from all these swaps, because there are a lot of swaps. So if our pool existed that days, we will also get a lot of API for swaps, or without, because in normal conditions, just ordinary month without so big Ethereum downside, we wouldn't have this. So B protocol fee is 1%, as I said before, and they charge 1% from Ethereum gains, and also they have a discount for selling Ethereum from 0 to 4%, because like 4% is the maximal amount. But yeah, it can be between 0 and 4 anyway. So these are API that we got. So this model also includes all on-chain data. We took into account everything that we can take into account. So for LUSD part of the pool, it was like impressive gains, 31%, because there was a lot of liquidations and a lot of trading volumes between 1st of January and the end of January. So, and for AUSD, it was also not bad. So, and also we made a like second case for time frame up to January 21 to avoid these big spike in trading volumes and liquidation. So, and subtract it from the yield to not make yield too optimistic, because this yield wouldn't be the same for the whole year, because so such days when there are so much liquidations and trading volumes, they're quite rare. So we decided to make more realistic this model, and we subtracted 9 days of like big volatility on the markets. So we also modeled the in-house liquidations we tried to do here, and also we modeled the case if we use B protocol for liquidations. So here are results for in-house liquidation. So there are some statistics here about there's some types of operation like gas, trading fees, spendings, etc. How much LUSD was burned through the experiment, how much we got, etc. So, and here we can see the yield by source. So this is much more interesting. So if in this case we have mainly liquidity rewards, little StableSwap rewards, and Ethereum liquidation gains account only for 5% of the income of the pool. In this case, it was much bigger. So liquidity reward decreased 38%, and trading volume income was also impressive. And liquidations took much bigger share than here. So it was like 17%, and here is only 5%. So it means that more than 3 times bigger. So also we modeled the B protocol usage, and we got impressed by what we can get here. Of course, this 4% discount like a little bit decreases the APY, but anyway, even if all these liquidations on our own, as it was in this model, it means nobody guaranteed that you can sell Ethereum to LUSD at the same rate that when we got it when the market is falling. So I think that 4% discount in like liquidation auction is quite good amount. Is not so big in case of market that crash. So here we have 3 scenarios for APY for the pool. For in-house liquidations is of course best result, but as I said before, nobody guaranteed that you can sell Ethereum for LUSD at the price that was at the time that we got this Ethereum, when market is going down really fast. So also it's important to note that if we use B protocol, we save a lot of development time, costs for projects. So it's basically we don't need to reinvent the wheel here. So, and it's quite good even to have like 22% with 4% discount as a biggest discount that is available inside the B protocol, and not develop it by ourselves. So here we have all the statistic about how much fees were collected. So 22 K of fees were collected. I mean in USD. This is a pool composition, so we can see how much LUSD burned in case of liquidations here. So it was quite big amounts, and this is liquidations and trading volume in the pool. This trading volume was hypothetical based on our share in overall LUSD liquidity. So basically we are there with the pool, with the curve pool and some other liquidity sources, but mainly competing with curve pool. And here we have all the statistics, so gains, losses, expenses for gas. So everything can be found here, so we can discuss it probably. And here is also how much PowerPool DAO will gain during this month of operation. So for the case of liquidations managed by PowerPool, and for the case of liquidations managed by B protocol, you can see that these amounts are the same, because we charge all the DAO fees from the rewards. The rewards are the same. It doesn't matter who will liquidate the Ethereum. But APY is slightly different, because we also added 2% of Ethereum discount, like as average amount, and so to make this APY more real. So yeah, this is like brand new article that will like later today. I will add a couple of charts here and some other stuff, but it's finished, and I think these results are quite impressive. So after DAO fees, if the API was like 24% for StableSwap, after DAO fees, and it was without needing, VCRV, without needing to bribe the governance, without anything, it's just purely based on cash flow that you can get. So it's from Ethereum liquidations, from liquidity rewards, from balance rewards, but these liquidity rewards and balance rewards are paid to other products. And even if LUSD pool from PowerPool will never exist, they will be paid anyway. So nobody allocated any reward to this product. So we can build it, launch it, and get this APY. Of course, this APY is calculated during the 30 days. So probably during the whole year, it wouldn't be the same because not all time market is so bearish as now. So probably if market will grow for some, continuous period of time, there will be quite little amount of liquidations, and API will be much lower. But anyway, so for the time period without any liquidations, almost we got around like 11% after DAO fees, and it's also good because if you will go to Curve and see the yields there at the moment, they're quite low. So just let's see. So we can see that the base API for stablecoins here is less than 1%. Of course, it's based on our trading fees, as I said before. This yield is quite low, so we're waiting for loading the API from the rewards. So just let it load.
Yes, Vasily, please enter the password so everybody can see it. But
yes,
I just want to.
I think I will do it without the screen sharing, hopefully. So yeah, just give me a second. I will connect the wallet and reopen this thing.
By the way, I think you guys did a really amazing job with this research, and the data you gathered are really amazing. Especially I like the bits about the DAO income, and considering the not crazy size of the pool on the 60 million, and the DAO can earn on average around 50K a month. That's a pretty good result for such a product based on stablecoin, I think.
Yeah, but it's like not only PowerPool DAO will something, right? So for LUSD, it's a big problem to have sustainable secondary market liquidity without bribing the governance, without paying big rewards to the pool, and we can solve that. So the thing is that in the model of LUSD pool, users who supply liquidity into this pool, they not only supply it for the IMM, they supply this liquidity for the stability pool at the same time. So it's like a product that serves several roles at the same time. So your LUSD is virtually inside the pool and also inside the stability pool, benefiting liquidity, stability of the liquidity protocol, and the rewards which are mined for benefiting stability, not for liquidity, are redirected here by means of all these liquidations and mechanics. So yeah, all operations that we need to automate are automated by Power Agent, the PowerPool automation network. So we will also release a couple of articles about how it works, and it works for more than 1 year, maintaining all PowerPool products that require some on-chain transactions. Yeah, so if you will go back to Curve, so let's just discuss it and compare. If you will go to Curve and select only USD pools, and of course not take into account some CRV pools and just USD, you'll find out that you can get 11.8% here, but you need to lock a lot of. Usually, I think almost nobody here has such a big amount of VCRV to get this APY. And of course, if the CRV rewards will end, this APY will be almost zero, right? So nobody guaranteed you this APY. So basically on Curve now, without any CRV holdings, you can get 0.71 and plus 5, like around 5-6%. around 6%. Of course, you can use your revolves, which compounding it's over time, which stake a lot of VCRE, and this revolves generate some additional curve rewards. But anyway, you wouldn't get like sustainable APY like around 15% here, and you are entirely dependent on curve reward. So and your protocol is not independent if you are here. So and this is why and this pool is independent source of yield for liquidity providers. So this is most important because I think the sustainable liquidity for any protocol is like essential. They need to care about. So the LUSD is not an exemption here. So
yeah, especially when we are talking about stable coins. If the liquidity is low, then people can basically exchange them and reallocate funds, and it can result in severe fluctuations and for cascade liquidations, even if you use stable coins as your main collateral.
Yeah, and what I also want to add here, I want to add that somebody can ask, okay, but if a lot of people will will add liquidity to this pool, providing LUSD and AUSD as it in this case of updated model, because of course we will build an updated, in production in mainnet, because the API is bigger here and it's much more interesting. The API will drop down, but it's not true for Liquidity. If you will see the distribution of LUSD token, we will see that now 60% of LUSD is staked in Stability Pool. So it means that if you will add several percents here, it wouldn't change the APY drastically. So, and also probably some of liquidity providers will unstake LUSD from the Stability Pool and stake it to this pool, basically staking it one more time in Stability Pool. So they will participate in this pool, but at the same time be inside the Stability Pool. So it means that I expect that even if this pool will get a target amount of $60 million of TVL, and hopefully even more, the API wouldn't drop dramatically there. So this is a unique feature of Liquidity, I think.
Especially I want you to double down on the tech side of it. Like you mentioned a couple of times that when you stake in this pool, you effectively stake in the liquidity pool at the same time. So how it happens, what kind of tech or special advantages of PowerPool we use to do so?
Yeah, so in updated model, we stake LUSD2B protocol, which executes all liquidations automatically without our involvement. But we need to, for example, harvest liquidity reward. So to harvest liquidity reward, somebody needs to sign the transaction, right? So, and also to, for example, add some LUSD to if there is such necessity. So for doing that, we have Power Agent, network of agents that sign transactions. So the reference for Power Agent, Keeper Network, for example, is another project entirely. So it's not connected with PowerPool anyway, but the idea is the same, that there are some agents that are incentivized. That in case of PowerPool, agents also have they wouldn't sign transactions on time or on condition. And when condition is met, agents receive the task and should sign the transaction, basically paying for gas. And when they do it, they receive the gas compensation and some additional reward for successful transaction signing. So liquidity harvest and selling 85% of liquidity to LUSD and adding to the pool is executed by Power Agent. The maintaining LUSD resources executed by Power Agent, and also all operations related to AU harvesting BAL rewards, adding conversion these BAL rewards to more AUSD tokens, adding these AUSD tokens to the AUSD side of the pool is also done by Power Agent. So this is basically the highly automated product. So it cannot exist without automation, and it's impossible to build something like that without automation. Yeah, I also want to mention that only Balancer V2 has such unique option to take tokens from the IMM and stake them in some other pool. So this is really exciting thing, and PowerPool contributed a lot to balance review. So strategically partnered with Balance Review 2 on asset managers, topic, and yeah, we're happy that we can build so elegant construction on top of Balance Review 2 without anything related to this, logic of asset managers. So asset managers logic, of course, we will develop it, but the ability to take an asset from the AMM is built-in feature of Balance Review 2 at the moment, and yeah. So this pool cannot exist without Balance Review 2, and this pool cannot exist without Liquidity infrastructure, and efficiently without B protocol. So all liquidations on our own, as I said before. So we calculated everything for in-house liquidations, and we can automate in-house liquidation. It's not a big problem, but we think that the beauty of DeFi is composability that we can use efficiently, and why we need to build up protocol for liquidations if you can use existing B protocol, and just save the time of development and save audit costs and deliver this product faster. Like it will save us 3 weeks. So now we don't need 5 weeks to deliver this pool. We need only around 2 weeks maybe to finish everything that we need and go live. So yeah, I think the 3 weeks is quite big amount of time that we can save.
Oh, really? So you are saying that PowerPool needs around 3 weeks to launch this kind of pool?
I said that around 2 weeks, yeah, because so we already have Power Agent. We don't need to develop any automation tools. For the asset managers, PowerPool team has a lot of experience because we delivered first ever asset manager for Balancer Pool ever in SE Pool some time ago. It was probably in February or March of 2021. Even probably before Balance Review 2 launch. I cannot remember the dates exactly, or at the same time, but it was a first asset manager for Balancer anyway. So nobody before this can take out an asset from Balancer Pool and have this asset inside an, for example, wrapped form at the same time, and make this pool work for swaps and also for all this stakings outside the pool. So we have experience, and yeah, we just will extend it to Balance Review 2, and we know the Balance Review 2 architecture quite well, so we don't see any problems. We development of this product are really fast. Yeah, and also we are collaborating with B protocol on liquidations, and we'll integrate them. Also, we with Liquidity teams that also will provide some probably technical support if we will need it, but wouldn't need it because it's quite simple thing.
Oh, that's really great news. But you mentioned audits and stuff like that a couple of times. What do you think? Will audit be a real roadblock in the launching of this kind of pool? And if yes, what's your stance on audits in general? Do you think it's okay to launch unaudited products in crypto, or we should keep our focus on safety of funds and still go with only audited code deployed?
According to my knowledge, PowerPool never deployed on unaudited code before.
So we never deployed it
without audits. I mean, so that 4 products. I mean, 5 products. So I mean, Deep, Yeti, SC, Lazy Ape, Binance Smart Chain, DeFi, and everything related to them, which contains user funds, was audited, and some products were audited twice. So, of course, we can, because if we will go without audits, we will put on risk users' money, and we cannot do that. So basically, but anyway, even audited protocols can be hacked sometimes. But yeah, we are really taking this seriously, and besides audits, we have some independent, code review, etc. Bug bounties also will be launched. So yeah, we try, to protect the protocol from different sides, not only from official audits, but also show code for some notable developers that are in our network. So yeah.
Yeah, let's that's like you know, a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. One is being that PowerPool can be slow sometimes, and we can have a couple extra weeks of audits to really launch this product. But at the same time, PowerPool never got hacked, and we never lost funds of our users. And you can see that PowerPool is tested by now. A bunch of different protocols get hacked, and we are still, as our focus was not on speed of development, not on speed of go to market, but on the safety of funds and of the right management of it. We never lost a dime, basically.
Yep. So yeah, of course, the speed is very important on this market. So we don't need to underestimate that, I think. So yeah, we try to deliver things fast, but what I can say that the proper research also simplifies a lot. So if you will make proper simulations before you starting to build the product, it can save you a lot of time because you will make it more efficiently. You will avoid some problems that you could face if you wouldn't know it in advance. So I think that in PowerPool, which is good, have fully equipped the R&D team that I lead, and we can deliver a lot of research for the DAO and even for some other projects. It's like a little announcement. We are launching PowerPool research now, and we are making some simulations for some other protocols, but of course not like as agency. We want to build products on top of them. So this is our focus to building with understanding what we are building, because sometimes people just launch something not thinking about how it can work, or maybe there can be some mathematical issues that lead to losing user funds or to incorrect operation of the protocol. So we need to be protected from that. So yeah, I think that proper research can save a lot of time.
I can see a couple of people in the channel, like Robert from Liquity. So right now I'm opening up the channel for you to speak up and to ask your questions if you want, because I think we have this window of several, and then we will start wrapping it up. Just give me a second. Okay, I think the permissions are fixed. So guys, if some of you want to speak up and ask your question in the voice chat, feel free to do so.
Yep, and maybe Robert can provide his view on the latest updates of the model. If you're here, we will be happy to get you.
Okay, I think if no one has questions, let's do a couple of updates. And yeah, Robert just messaged me that he can't speak. The permissions. Just 1 second, Robert. Let me fix it. Hey, Robert. Try again. I think now you can. I gave you rights to speak. Check it. Yeah, I can see that you're unmuted, but we can't hear you. I think you need to rejoin. Yeah.
No. You need to make a voice activation, like a ratio regime, and the voice activation in settings, voice and video. You can find like input type or something like that. So it's like voice activation, or second is ratio regime, and the second one doesn't work. So you need to use the first one.
Yeah, I think Robert has some issue with the rights, with the permissions, I mean. So he is about to rejoin. Hey, Robert, welcome back.
Yeah, hi, Gonzo. Hey, can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can.
I'm not sure what happened,
Yeah.
but now, yeah, it works. Hey, that was a great presentation. Thank you so much. I mean, that was really interesting. Yeah, also to see that you're now like trying to switch to this A pool or ABB pools, which obviously has a much higher yield, it seems. Like, do you think that this will be the case, like, sustainably, or is it just like a momentary thing that like the APR is so much higher in this ABB pool than in the StableSwap pool?
So yeah, I talked about this with Fernando. He said that they will like slowly but surely deprecate the StableSwap pool and allocate rewards only to this pool. As I understand, what is not the decision, but at least the direction that they want to go. And this new type of pools on Balancer, which are called boosted pools, probably you know what it is, right? This BBA-USD pools, exactly the example of boosted pool, which can lend tokens inside the lending market, still having some reserves for swaps, is a really impressive solution, I think. So this is, I like entirely support them to support like this pool instead of StableSwap. Of course, if it will be liquidated with 1 inch to have some trading volume, because there's zero trading volume, a little bit sketchy, but it's not based on the technical, just based on the fact that this pool is not used for routing in 1 inch, but it will be used and it will get his share of volumes according to TVL. So I think that the API for this LUSD pool will be sustainable because your liquidity rewards inside the stability pool are decided for a long time. So there will be some halvings, but anyway, it's not will stop tomorrow. The BAL rewards for like Balancer boosted pool will also probably be for a quite long time because it's the main ecosystem stable coin pool anyway. Also, the swap fees, they depend on the market, as we can see, and the Ethereum liquidations are also proceeds are also depending on the market. But I think that we will always have around 10% or higher hope. And I think this is not a bad result, taking into account that we are not depending on anyone here.
Yeah, thank you. That makes sense. Yeah, and I hope that this pool will kind of remain popular in the future or become popular.
I think that that the main mission of this pool is, of course, serve liquidity, and stability. But for the DeFi, it is as I know, it's the first case of some StableSwap pool that can generate income, like some substantial APY based on some other sources, not on the rewards allocated to exactly this. So, and we discussed with Biperco the idea that we can also build something like this on Arbitrum because make liquidations for Vesta Finance. So, and we also can stake stablecoin inside the B protocol and generate all liquidation income there, and also Vesta be paid for B protocol stakers or something like stability pool stakers there. So it is something like Liquity Stability Pool, but on Arbitrum for Vesta Finance. So, and yeah, because it's a little bit changed the paradigm, because for stablecoin yield, every time when people talk about stablecoin yield, they think about earn vol, and all of this comes down to curve anyway, or you have an alternative with lending markets. I mean, for the majority of stablecoins, of course, some stablecoins like LUSD have own source of yield, like your stability pool gains, but it's quite a unique situation. So yeah, but with B protocol, we can find more such opportunities and build more pools in the future based on the same approach, and make probably more sustainable secondary market liquidity for some stablecoins. So I think this is really a great step forward. And also I think that in the future liquidity in IMMs should work. So this billions of stablecoins which are inside curve pools, they're not working, right? So they're not lent or staked anywhere. But of course, if they will lent or staked somewhere, probably the APY and the whole DeFi will be unlocked one day. But yeah, this is just my thoughts.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, it's great to see how the capital efficiency is improved by double using the liquidity in the pool. Yeah, that's really exciting. And I'm curious to see how this will evolve. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you, Robert, for joining this call. I'm really happy to have you here. So we will publish this updated model today. So you saw the raw text, and I will, a little bit update it, even like better, and post it on Medium, and we will share it in Twitter and Telegram. You will see the final version today. And let's start to development. So, and as I said before, the major share of things that we need for launching this are already developed, audited, and operate. So it's not a developing, the whole protocol anyway.
Yeah, that's what I really like in DeFi, that you can collaborate with other projects and shorten your go-to-market by times and times and times, and do it in a couple of weeks instead of a couple of years, how it can happen in TradFi sometimes. And by the way, guys, it's being recorded, so you are going to see yourself on YouTube later this week. If somebody have last questions or updates you want to share, please do. Otherwise, I suggest to wrap this call up. We've been doing it for more than an hour now, and I think that's pretty cool call.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining. So I will share the article soon, and I read it, and go through it if you are interested to see where all these yields come from, all the numbers, how much gas was spent, etc. So everything will be there, and all the files, and it is entirely open source research. So we have everything on GitHub, so you can check it out. And if you want to model your own pool, you can just take this code and change the input files for the data, for some like imaginary pool that you want to build, probably, or just to simulate what if, and yeah. So you can also use that.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Vasily. Thank you, Robert, for joining us. Thank you all for spending your time with us today and watching this pretty cool presentation and pretty cool concept and an update from PowerPool. I was impressed myself that Vasily mentioned that the possible deployment of this product might be like weeks ahead. I was pretty impressed by the complexity of the product, and I was convinced that it's going to take much longer. So that's pretty cool news, and thank you all again. Wait an update from PowerPool from Vasily in the nearest future, and I wait this video on YouTube later.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.